All right, everybody. What's going on? What's cracking? It's your boy, Trey Fab. I'm back with another one. If you're new to my channel, I like to react to drama. I like to react to basketball. That's the shit I like to react to. If you have a suggestion for me, go ahead, put it in the comment section. I will react to it, no matter what it is. Like I said, I got a financial audit reaction I'm doing this weekend. Not even something that I usually do, but I'm going to do it because someone wants me to. So, not saying I'm going to do it a lot, but hey, if people want to see it, I'll do it more. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe if you love my shit, and let's go ahead and get this shit started. We're gonna be reacting to SunnyV2's video, Cocomelon, the most evil channel on YouTube. Let's get going.
My son is almost 2 and I've been letting him watch Cocomelon, but now I had to get him speech therapy so I can get him to talk. There are hundreds and hundreds of anecdotes in which parents mention the exact same problem. The Cocomelon show is so insanely addictive, it's being compared to nicotine and causing developmental issues amongst the kids who can't stop watching.
Is it okay, so I'm curious what he's going to bring up in this video. One thing I want to point out is usually when I hear like parents that let their children watch Cocomelon, in my opinion, I feel like it's the same type of parents who give their kids an iPad and walk out the room. Like, it's the same type of parents that will have a family gathering and their kids for like 3 of the 4 hours of the family gathering will be on an iPad. Like, do you understand when I was younger, okay, I would get yelled at if I wouldn't go talk to family, make the round, sit down, listen to conversation. And now with kids, it's just like, Cocomelon. Just load their fucking iPad up. Cocomelon. So is it really that it's Cocomelon itself? Or is it that you're throwing your fucking kid an iPad, they're getting no value out of it, they're sitting there playing fucking whatever games. I'm old. Fruit Ninja? I don't know. Clash Royale? Clash of Clans? I don't even know. They're not even being taught how to read or anything, so they just end up lacking. They be lacking. I don't know.
Children's TV expert Jerica Sands calls it the most damaging show a child can watch, explaining the sneaky ways in which they make the show addictive. Firstly, there's the colours. Take for example the wheels on the bus. The 3 main colours, blue, green and yellow, are all at maximum saturation, meaning they cannot be made any brighter, no matter how hard you try. Extreme saturation is normally used for alerts and notifications, as it's exciting, dynamic and attracts attention, which is why it's also used in slot machines. Cocomelon puts these colours in perfect contrast, making them appear even more vibrant, which is different to, for example, Bluey, in which the colours instead blend together. Cocomelon's also different because it's highly repetitive. There's a reason they have 38 videos with over 1 billion views. A child's brain is wired to learn through repetition, so it feels right to them to watch the same thing over and over again. Cocomelon abuses this in almost every video. For example, in the Yes Yes Playground song, they pick a word to repeat 3 times in every sentence, pairing it with a subtly repeating background lullaby, keeping children hooked. Literally no show or movie puts my son into a deep trance the way Cocomelon does. The second it's on the TV, he turns into a toddler zombie who doesn't see or hear anything else that's going on in the room. This is only exacerbated by Cocomelon subtitles, which have also been a heavy point of criticism. The letters are not...
Okay, this is gonna be a crazy concept, but hear me out. There's this thing, right? It's called being a parent, right? It's called being a good one. A lot of you are parents, but you're not good ones. So maybe try the good part. Maybe add the good part to your shit. I'm just saying. I'm not saying parents watch my shit. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. Okay? But, you know, parents can be pieces of shit. Alright? And they can be lazy. Just like any other person can be lazy. Have you ever had a job where you just didn't want to do it? You're just like, fuck, I'm bored. I don't want to do it today. I'm drained. I'm tired. Yeah, those are parents. And their job is parenting. You're going to sit here with a straight face and tell me, no, you could never pick on parents. They're perfect angels with their perfect angel children. Show me a fucked up child, I'll show you a fucked up parent. Most of the time. I know that's not all the time, but most of the time I can show you. So yeah, parents, be a good one. That's all I'm saying. If you're tired and you're drained, guess what? You're a parent. You wanted that job. Clock in, motherfucker. Get to work. You're not allowed to slouch on the job. Fuck you doing? Clock in. Lock in and clock in.
Not educational. I can barely read them fast enough. It's simply another interesting element to capture your little one's attention. Cocomelon explains in every description, our goal is to help make learning a fun and enjoyable experience for kids, giving you the peace of mind that your children are receiving quality educational content. But people have argued that they're teaching exactly what children shouldn't do. For example, in the No No Bedtime song, the baby refuses to brush his teeth, have a bath, put on pajamas, or get in bed. The education is that he eventually agrees to do so, yet a TikTok user was critical, stating, anytime I'd ask my son to do a simple task, he'd say no, no, no. He's sitting there watching Cocomelon, which taught him no, 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 and to say no to me. On the topic of education, Jericho-san stated, these people don't give a shit about our children. They care about money. That's it. Your child's cognitive development in direct exchange for their wealth, and there's pretty good evidence supporting this. A New York Times journalist visited Cocomelon's studio, discovering their #1 focus is keeping children hooked. Cocomelon's data and analytics team sifts constantly through YouTube numbers to determine exactly what resonates. Should a girl wear black jeans or blue jeans? Should the music be louder or softer? Should the bus be yellow or red? Yellow is the answer, as they use a darker method to ensure that they're correct. Cocomelon has a dedicated Distractatron room, in which once a month children are brought here one at a time and shown a handful of episodes to figure out exactly which parts of the shows are engaging and which are tuned out.
Fair. Okay, so yeah, it's fucked up. By the way, I'm not caping for the industry. I'm not caping for Cocomelon. I don't give a fuck. Cocomelon, make a song about me. I don't give a fuck. We can call it that. Make it repetitive. Nonetheless, I'm just saying, if you know this, and you're aware of this, and you were told this, and social media tells you this, why the fuck do you keep putting it on? It's as addicting as nicotine. Okay, why do you keep putting it on? I don't understand. You know, my kid, his lungs are terrible. My kid's lungs, they're full of this smoke, and I don't understand why my kid's lungs are full of smoke. Every single week we take him to the doctor, and they say he gets worse and worse. I just keep buying him vapes and cigars, but I don't get why his lungs are full of smoke. It must be the companies. Like, bro, stop being a dumbass. Maybe be a parent. Stop buying them the shit and stop putting it in their face. I don't know. I don't know how to be a parent, but I know that if there is drugs, maybe don't give them the goddamn drugs. Is that hard? I don't know if that's hard. I'm just saying. Let's continue.
Next to the TV playing Cocomelon, there's a second screen which plays a continuous loop of banal real-world scenes. A guy pouring a cup of coffee, someone getting a haircut, each lasting about 20 seconds. Whenever a youngster looks away from the Moonbug show to glimpse the Distractatron, a note is jotted down. We can see what they're looking at and the exact moment when they got distracted. Therefore, education clearly isn't the primary goal.
No.
Keeping kids' attention is, and this is proven by Cocomelon's most addictive element, rapid camera cutting. It's crazy how many times the frame changes on Cocomelon. It's the same type of addicting behavior that we experience on a TikTok binge. It's the quick change of frame that releases that dopamine and makes the videos addicting to watch. Count the seconds between a change of frame. Well, TikToker the Circus Brain did exactly this. He firstly counts the changes on My Little Pony, concluding there's about 6 seconds between each cut. He then compares it to Cocomelon.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
In her video, The Nightmare That Is Cocomelon, Savantix draws a similar conclusion. She found that 96% of the shots in Baby Shark were shorter than 2 seconds. She then compares 4 different animated shows, again finding Cocomelon has the shorter shots.
The longest shot on a Cocomelon video was 6 seconds. The longest shot on Arcane was 8 seconds. The longest shot on Bluey was 27 seconds. And the longest shot on Encanto was 18 seconds.
Which, when combined with every other element, creates some terrifying statistics. Dr. Kristen Summer explained that when showing an infant normal video content, they'll focus on the screen just 11% of the time. However, when the video is instead switched to Cocomelon, their screen engagement skyrockets to a whopping 74%. This therefore produces stories such as this. I used to volunteer for a preschool and they had song time. A Cocomelon video came on, and all of the tots stopped what they were doing, put down their cheese crackers, and remained fixated on the screen for the duration of the video. It was honestly kind of terrifying.
I understand at a preschool you can't really control. I'm gonna quadruple down on this. Like, again, I think the parents are a large key to this. But also, Cocomelon, they should just be honest with their shit. Because I do think it's... Because not every parent's going to be a piece of shit, okay? I want to make that known before I get attacked and disliked like crazy. You don't know what it's like to be a parent. Excuse me. I've had 3 goldfish, and they died. So yeah, I don't have a kid, because I wouldn't be good at it. I'm being honest. No, I don't have goldfish. I ate them. In all seriousness, when it comes to this Cocomelon shit, right? I don't understand why the company is allowed to just say it's educational. I would watch a Cocomelon shit on here, but I don't know if I would get hit with a copyright, so I'm not gonna fuck around and do that. But I am curious. I might do it on stream. We might do it on stream. I'm going to start streaming at some point. The more people I get, the more likely I'll probably be streaming. I just don't want to stream if I don't have a lot of people, only because I want to be able to interact with y'all. Nonetheless, this might be a stream idea, is to sit there and watch some Cocomelon and see how addicting it really can be. But I understand there's some parents that may put on Cocomelon just real quick while they're getting shit ready and letting their kid watch it. Like, I watched TV when I was a kid. Then again, my parents kind of sucked and my dad abandoned me, but still, my grandma was great. Okay, and she let me watch TV as a kid. She took me hiking. She took me outside. We went walking. We did all types of shit. But went to the zoo, all types of shit. So did my mom. My mom took real good care of me. And now my birth mom, she also abandoned me. I wasn't wanted by 2 people, man. 2 people put me up. Said, return the owner, and they were the owners. But nonetheless, she's not even my stepmom. She was my dad's girlfriend, but she took me in, so I just call her my mom. She took care of me. She took me to the zoo. She took me to places, and there were times where we sat and watched TV. But I'll tell you what, I mean, they may have been like addicting and shit like that, but I guess you just limit it. Like, I'm not sitting here and saying I watched excellent quality television, okay? I wasn't watching that. I was watching Ed, Edd and Eddy, okay? SpongeBob SquarePants, all right? It wasn't, well, that is quality television, but I'm just saying I don't think it's the most educational television, all right? So yeah, I just feel when it comes to like letting your kids watch shit, maybe limit it. Limit how much they're watching and limit when they're watching it. But that's just my opinion. Let's continue.
YouTuber Saberspark shared his own personal anecdote. He asked to watch a Disney movie with his 2 younger cousins, who both completely refused, and instead spent all day glued to an iPad playing the addictive show. In Cocomelon Made My Kid a Zombie, a mother talks about her son. He would be in a daze while watching it. You could be waving your hand right in front of his face, and he wouldn't move. It was almost scary. This was also discovered by Sarah Mills 98, who explained when the Cocomelon addiction is so real that my 1-year-old can navigate the TV to turn it on by himself. However, nothing shows the addiction better than the Cocomelon TikTok trend. Parents will play the show's intro loudly and video their kids sprinting toward the television, where you can witness their mood change instantly. The New York Times journalist found something similar. The kid in the Distractotron had shown up in the midst of a tantrum, which ended the second he heard the Cocomelon theme song. It was no surprise to Wheeler, the head of research. 99% of kids, he said, if they're having issues when they get here, once that Cocomelon song comes on, they're like, life is okay, all is good with the world. Obviously, there's a reason for this. Cocomelon is so hyper-stimulating that it actually acts as a drug, and what happens when you take the drug away. Young children experiencing symptoms of addiction and withdrawal, obviously leaving them completely dysregulated.
That is crazy. Bro, imagine that shit. Imagine that shit. Mom, where's my fucking Cocomelon? I know you took my Cocomelon. Where the fuck is my Cocomelon? You fucking dirty bitch. Bring me my Cocomelon. That is so crazy shit. Jesus Christ. Addiction to Cocomelon is, that is interesting. That is interesting to say the least, but, let's keep going.
TikTok user ThePoff1 filmed what happens when you take the show away, explaining he'll be inconsolable for at least 10 to 15 minutes after, adding in the description, Cocomelon meltdown is legit. Once you have a taste of the cocoa, it's hard to break the addiction, which this Reddit user had experienced even worse. My husband and I have been worried about our child. I can slowly see how she'd throw violent tantrums at home and in church whenever she'd get bored and would want to watch the show. Her behavior changes the moment she watches the show, and she will not even eat her meals if she wouldn't watch it. After these tantrums end, kids can experience a general discomfort in the speed of everyday life. The more they watch the show, the more their brain begins to expect this intense level of stimulation.
Basically, Cocomelon overstimulates their brains so much that everything else just seems slow and boring in comparison.
However, the potential consequences get much worse than this. As mentioned at the start, it was the cause of a child's speaking problems, with a notable reply reading, "Same thing happened with my daughter too. She's 4 but can't speak properly. She knows the words, but she does not like to frame the sentence or speech. She has been watching these Cocomelons or such other stuffs for 2 or 3 years.
At what point do you cut off the addiction? How long did you know? How long did you know? If you knew for like 2 years out of the 3, why the fuck do you keep letting them watch shit? This is what I'm saying, dog. I don't like to keep hamping on a point because I don't like pausing to say the same thing over again because it can get redundant, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like when it comes to shit like this, forehead, stop putting the drug in front of them. I know it would be harder. I know that behavioral issues may pop up, and I know it probably would be easier to just give them what they want, but that's when you become a parent because you don't always give them what they want, even if it could be difficult. Right? You take the harder path. You don't give them what they want, and you try to fix the behavior. But again, I'm not blaming all parents, because Cocomelon is on some bullshit, okay? To say that their show is so addicting that it's more like a drug. And the shit that they do is absolutely insane. I know I didn't comment on it too much, but the fact that they have people sitting there at the Cocomelon HQ, it's like, all right, so we're going to have Cocomelon set up on this monitor, and we're going to have random shit set up on that monitor. And the second you look away to that monitor, instead of looking at this monitor, we're going to go ahead and clock that and make sure the addicting shit is put into that frame. That's crazy. That is bad. That's really fucking bad. That's really, really bad. All they're doing is saying, oh, you looked away for a second. Let's go ahead and figure out how to put this back on you. Because let me tell you something. Not every single scene should be exhilarating. Not every single scene should keep you hooked. You know what I mean? When I'm watching even a great movie, there are some scenes that are drawn out and that are long. Even in SpongeBob, there are some scenes that are drawing out, right, to build up a plot. In SpongeBob, there are some really funny moments, but some moments are not funny. They're just drawing out a plot. But if you're saying every single moment you need to keep their eyes glued. Oh, they look to the right. Fuck. When did they look to the right? I guess we made that too boring. Let's add some more shit. Let's add some more colors. Let's add some more flashes. How is that educational? What's educational about it? And like they said with the No 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 song, I'm sorry, you can't have an entire song where the kid says no to every single thing and only says yes at the end in a very short portion. The kid is a kid. It's a child. So what are they going to remember when the kid said no to everything? They're not going to get a lesson like that because they're young, they're babies. The only thing they're going to remember is this kid said no to everything. So I'm going to say no to everything. Yeah, this shit's not good, and it is bad, and I do feel bad for parents who may put it on for them and not understand this type of fucking addicting behavior and the fact that Cocomelon's company is kind of full of shit as far as it being educational. I'm just saying if you are a parent and you are aware of the situation, maybe don't put this in front of them. But if you are a parent and you're not aware of the situation, because not everybody's online like that, trust me. My mother does not know who iShowSpeed is. When I say, do you know who iShowSpeed is? She thinks I'm talking about a drug. Like, she has no idea who iShowSpeed is, okay? She has no idea who Kai Cenat is. Deadass, no idea who these people are. She has no idea who XQC is. She just found out who Mr. Beast is, and I'm pretty sure that's just because he has an Amazon Prime show, the Beast Games, and she watches shit on Amazon Prime. But I'm just being honest with y'all. Yeah. So when it comes down to it, not everybody's online like that. I get that. And they may not know what the TikToks that people are making as far as this being addicting and shit like that. But at the end of the day, if you are a parent and you know of the circumstances, you're aware of how this is happening to other people's children, do not put it in front of your child. Look for other shit. Bluey seems to be cool. Maybe do that.
Hope we're not too late. Over on Reddit, a speech-language pathologist explained, screen time in general is linked with speech delays for a variety of reasons, but Cocomelon is excessively bad. Firstly, unlike other TV shows or movies, it doesn't have a story. It's just very short clips with poorly written songs. The kids aren't able to follow the plot, learn vocabulary, and see the resolution of a conflict, supported by infant specialist Meg Fora.
And the problem with fast-paced TV programs is that we find that little one's language development is slower.
On the Agents of Speech YouTube channel, this is again confirmed.
The main problem with watching videos on the internet is that they don't know how to use the language that they learn.
But he adds that 4 to 5 hours of screen time per day can make a toddler completely non-verbal. 4 to 5 hours is obviously a lot of time.
Yeah.
But in Cocomelon Made My Kid a Zombie, researchers discovered that 5-year-olds who watch more than 2 hours of TV a day tended to have lower attention spans and were 7.7 times more likely to show symptoms of ADHD. These screen times might be even lower for Cocomelon specifically because, as explained by Jerica Sands, not all screen time is created equal. A child who just watched 30 minutes of Cocomelon and a child who just watched 30 minutes of Trash Truck will look like a very, very different child. Thankfully, here lies a simple solution.
That's why I watched WWE as a kid. See, this Cocomelon shit, let me tell you something. I was trying to hit a nasty pile driver on my friend in a backyard on a fucking wooden table. Right? We were good kids. All seriousness, though. This shit's crazy. Like, when it comes to this Cocomelon addiction, I just don't understand. I truly don't understand the company. The parenting, I understand how it can be hard to understand as a parent how many like videos they should watch. And like they said, 30 minutes of Cocomelon, fuck them. A parent could be like, you're only getting 30 minutes of TV a day. A day. And that's all you're getting. And they think they're doing the right thing, and then they put Cocomelon on and not understanding that that's fucking them. That's worse than 30 minutes of WWE. At least they would get some plot. They get a good-ass match in depending who's going. Who's up on the screen. Alright? Especially if it's CM Punk. If it's CM Punk, they're going to hear a great-ass promo if it's CM Punk. Let me tell you what. They're going to learn some good vocabulary as well. That is educational. Alright? But, yeah, it's just, I think the company's kind of fucked. I don't understand how the company's allowed to say we're educational. Because now, what's the bar for educational? Can I say I'm educational? I'm giving you guys a perspective that you may or may not have heard before that's coming from my side. Am I educational? Jesus. Let's continue.
Sierra Renee explained my 2-year-old is speech delayed and addicted to Cocomelon. Switched to Miss Rachel 2 days ago, and he's already saying more words and hasn't had any tantrums. Kim.it shared an almost identical anecdote. My 8-month-old was obsessed with Cocomelon and having bad tantrums, so I cancelled Cocomelon and only let her watch Miss Rachel, and she said her first word within the first 3 days of watching. Clearly, parents are able to simply change the channel, but not before leaving Cocomelon a massive amount of dislikes. They've therefore earned the title, the absurdly popular kid show parents hate, and Cocomelon has actually responded to the criticism that explain our shows are not intended to replace outdoor playtime or playdates. They have a place in children's entertainment time, and as with food, exercise, etc., it comes down to each parent to find the right and appropriate balance for their children. Our responsibility is ensuring that the quality of the content that we produce is high and beneficial for the development of a child's cognitive and soft skills.
That's bullshit. If you wanted to make content that was high for the child's cognitive skills and soft skills, let me tell you something. You would not fucking put Cocomelon on one screen and some random shit on the other and look for when the kid looks away to jot it down to put more addictive shit in front of the kid. How? What? Like, how is that helping the child? Fuck out of here, dog.
It is worth adding that our social media communities are filled with stories of parents who experience firsthand how Moonbug content helps their children. Cocomelon does have a crazy amount of supporters, but it's obvious that some of them are simply ignoring the downsides. My baby learned the alphabet and numbers from Cocomelon. She may not speak a complete sentence, but she expresses her wants through phrases.
Yeah. My child says Momo, and that means remote. They learned a lot. They can literally count to 7 Now they say 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. But it's 7, nonetheless. Come on, bro. What do you mean by this? She may not speak in complete sentences, but she expresses her wants through phrases. What the fuck, man?
But is it Cocomelon's responsibility to ensure that babies are talking? Well,
no. And he's probably going to bring it up as well. No, it's not their responsibility. Just be honest with your content, though. Your content is not educational, okay? Your content is like SpongeBob, but worse. SpongeBob doesn't come out and say, we want to make sure that your child is receiving an education, but I promise you, I probably received a couple life lessons from fucking SpongeBob. Probably more than any kid has gotten from Cocomelon. So yeah, just say that you are children's entertainment, not children's fucking educational entertainment. That's all. Just be honest.
no. People love blaming cartoons and games for raising children, and not the shitty parents that don't step in to stop them from watching so much. Cocomelon is actually a really sad symbol of parents giving their children tablets instead of actually parenting and interacting with them. Ultimately, parents are the people who choose how much their child consumes.
I agree with that. Like, I brought that up in the beginning. Listen, if you're going to throw an iPad in front of your child and say, go to town, yeah, maybe your child might come out a little dum-dum. Maybe a little dum-dum. If they're just constantly stimulated by an iPad, yeah, some shit, they're probably not going to come out the smartest. That's by any key. But at the end of the day, if there are some parents that are just putting on like 30 minutes of fucking Cocomelon, I wouldn't hate too much on them. And I can understand, right? As far as them not knowing, because they're just not terminally online, right? Nonetheless, okay? Nonetheless, when it comes to this Cocomelon shit, fuck them. Because them as a company, they're not any better. I wouldn't have a problem if Cocomelon said it was children's entertainment and we just wanted to blame the parents. They're saying they're educational for your child. That's not true. So why don't y'all just be honest with it? And then they want to sit there and say, we've helped parents. My child learns how to say things through phrases. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, that was a decent video. I liked it. It was fun. If you guys enjoyed the content, please put a like, a comment, subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate that. And other than that, I hope y'all have a good one. I'm going to head out. Deuces.